Hey everybody, welcome back to Off the Wall. I'm Mike,
And I'm Sol.
and today we're talking about a little rom com that dropped itself there on that there Netflix. It goes by the name of Wedding Season. This is directed by Tom Day. It stars, and I'm going to butcher some names here. Suraj Sharma and Pallavi Sharda, as well as also features Rizwan Manji in as Pallavi Sharda's father. It's a good movie. Soul.
I
It's a
liked it.
good movie. Yeah, I like that. I'm not a rom com guy, so like there when you're watching a rom com, you do have to kind of turn one part of your brain off a little bit because rom coms are inherently dumb and cheesy, just in their nature. So you have to kind of just let some things
With,
slide.
with full on montage. It's like an action movie in the stupidity that happens, but it's still great.
Yeah, because every montage or every rom com has that montage of here's all these things happening to let you know that time has passed and they're dating and they're falling for each other. It's like, or you could just show us, but okay, that's fine. You gotta just, with rom coms, you just let some things slide. But it took two characters, I should say, at the beginning who were two of the most unlikable people on the face of the earth. I mean, she is not charming or likable at all, and neither is he. They are both incredibly standoffish to each other and rude to each other, and yet you find yourself rooting for them to get together. And I don't know how you make that happen, but you make that happen somehow.
Well, it makes sense, like on her part, which you find out like later in the story that she was engaged and then it kind of like didn't work out. And she's focused on her career, which is very important to her. So to her, she don't need no man. And also, the premise of the movie is pretty much their parents put up a bio data basically, which back in the old day it was just a sheet of paper that you handed out to everyone in town. Goes now it's online to get these daisy people to find each other, and but their parents do it without them knowing, so they are meeting up, both not wanting to date anyone, not wanting to make a connection with anyone. So it's kind of like, yeah, our parents put us up to this, but we don't want to fucking do it, but we're doing it anyways.
Yeah, it's that classic parental meddling, and that's the thing too. Like with the movie, like we've seen this story before. Like this is not. There's not much originality in rom coms anymore, so you kind of know with most you kind of know what's going to happen, and that's fine. The important thing is just was it an enjoyable ride? You know, I know
Mm.
the ride I know the drive I'm gonna take to work every single day. Is it an interesting drive? And this one was interesting. Yeah, it was. Like I said, it's like that scene in the restaurant when they meet each other at the beginning. It's like, wow, like I understand not wanting to date, but to just straight up be dicks to each other and yet still decide to give it another shot. I mean, I guess it's the power of being too pretty.
Mainly to avoid the aunties, which I mean, I would too.
The what was it? What was it in Ms. Marvel?
The
The
Illuminati.
Illuminantes. Yeah, all and that's the thing. And I think it's because we just finished watching Ms. Marvel not too long ago. So much of what I loved about that show, I think, kind of carried over into my enjoy. Because if you had told me that this took place in the MCU and this was just a non-superhero story, a spin-off from Ms.
This
Marvel,
is Kamala's cousin.
yeah, I would 1000% believe you. Like if this was one of the other
I mean,
cousins
it's
getting
set in the
married.
same, yeah, it's set in that New Jersey area.
Oh, that's right.
That And the main reason that Miss Marvel was set there with the comics and then the show, and then now this movie set there, is that there is a very big Indian population there. There's also, funny enough, on the New Jersey side of New York City, there's also a very big Cuban population.
Yeah.
So
Just everywhere.
it's basically me and Bogz there.
It's true.
We just need a place for Mike in New Jersey, and then like the three of us could be there.
I mean, no, that's fine. I'm good.
I mean, there's white people everywhere,
There's
so
white
you
people
can join
everywhere.
us.
Let's be honest here. I'll be Bruno. I'll be the Bruno of this situation. It's fine. People who haven't watched Ms. Marvel are like, what the fuck are they talking about? But no, it was cute. It's the best way I can describe. It's very cute. If you're a hopeless romantic like me, or you just want, and it's an hour and 40 minutes with credits. So I watched this like during my lunch break at work today and just had it on. And I tell you when I laughed the hardest was at the end when which by just
The husband.
just do that right there. Well, the husband, yes, but like the end when it's them living together and they're watching March of the Penguins and he
Yeah.
is sobbing on the couch and she's just handing him the tissue box. I laughed so freaking hard. And just seeing, because the thing that I think that, like, speaking from that romantic side, like my favorite part of ever being in a relationship is just doing the stupid cute stuff together,
Mhm.
like her going to his DJ gig with him and just hanging out, or just trying to learn how to make a grilled cheese with an iron. Apparently that's a thing.
It is a thing. I've never done it before, but it is a thing.
I use a skillet like a human being. But it's the cute stuff like that. Like it's that those are the moments in this movie that I think are probably the best, is when it's just being sweet and
Mhm.
honest and not trying to be funny or trying to be dramatic, when it's just kind of letting the characters breathe in the moment. Even during the montage, while predictable, the moments themselves are very nice.
And we had some pretty cool side characters too. We have her boss, who like I just loved every scene he was in. He
Yeah.
he knew what movie he was in, and he even has the best friend or boss or the person that like gives you the like you have to go for your dreams, don't worry about anyone else kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
when I left Jamaica to go to England, like I knew I was leaving my parents behind. I still love them, even kind of like because she gets a job promotion to London from New Jersey. So like even his stuff there, like go for what you want. That was predictable, but he knew what movie he was in, and I loved every scene with him. And I am also addicted to caffeine. And then also
Yeah.
the sister and her who becomes her white husband, her white yeah, I
No,
love
no, no,
the
no, no. Not her white husband, her white husband. That boy
and
is white.
and the I love the fact too that like he wants to impress her family so much that he's trying to learn Hindi. He's trying to like which he completely fucks up.
Loves pickles. Like,
Yeah, and then like he does the all the stuff that like he's like this is what an Indian husband would do. I don't want my wife to miss out on anything or her family to miss out on anything, so I'm going to do it too. And he does it in the widest way possible, but it is so sweet. And
he starts doing yoga at the prayer. And they're straight up like, is he about to do downward dog? Yeah, he is.
it kind of looked too like he was like doing like one of the prayers that Muslims do at the wedding.
It's like, oh, dude, you're so close. You missed
I
it
was
by
like,
this
these
much.
people are obviously Hindu.
Like a white boy, he probably just didn't quite grasp the difference. And
Yeah. A brown person's a brown person, right?
yeah, but God bless him for trying. He tried so
Yeah.
hard.
And like him with the sword and the little elephant thing
I feel
coming
like that
down the
was more
aisle.
for him than anybody else. Like he was like, "This is my wedding, bitches." Like, I
But
love.
it was so sweet. I loved those moments.
He was funny. I also loved her friend Tina at work.
Mhm.
Especially when they're trying to convince her to take the promotion to London, where she's like, "If you don't take this, I will kill you." And this is Jersey, so I know people who can do that.
Yeah, because you got the Italians as well.
Uh-huh.
Like you got all the people in Jersey.
You do. Jersey's got everybody. It's just, yeah, it's, and from a lot of people, like pretty much like the biggest star in this movie is her dad, Rizwan Manish. He's been around in comedy for a long time. We just saw him in Peacemaker. He's done stuff. He was on Outsourced, on Schitt's Creek. He's been around for ever doing TV and movies, but it's a small cast and it's a small ensemble of like up and comers. Like everyone on here has acted before, but it's been like an episode of this show or a minor role in this movie. Even Tom Day, who directed it, I mean, like he did Shanghai Noon, Failure to Launch, Marmaduke, did a couple of episodes of Snatch. Like none of these, no one who worked on this was like a big name. But I think for movies like this,
you don't need a big name.
You know, because
you don't need to for rom-coms. And
no. We saw that with J-Lo and Owen Wilson. It's like I don't need them.
Yeah,
this, you know?
I saw the trailer to that, and I'm like, I'm not watching this. But
not happening.
Speaking to the parents too, like you have her parents, but that's more the traditional. The mom really wants that, and the dad's like, leave her alone. Which you kind of like. You even saw that like in Miss Marvel too, where the dad is more relaxed than the mom. But then you kind of have the reversal with his parents, where the mom is more like, let him be, and the mom is like, don't diss my son, like kind of thing. And the father's the one's like, you're weird, you're never gonna get married.
Well, it's also it's two sets of parents that are in very different places as well. Like you have her family where they have a daughter who is incredibly successful and is choosing not to be in relationships, and then you have the other family where their son is, you know, to the objective third party is a college dropout who works as a DJ. But
he's got that Facebook money though.
But he's got that Facebook money,
which we find out at the end. Which I love too that like that played a little bit, because you would think like the trope of, oh, he never actually went to MIT or he dropped out, like that's a rom-com trope. But well, they kind of played with it a little bit, be like, but he's got this money, which you kind of don't get that part. You get the, oh, he's not as big as he lied, but he's not as big as it shows on his like dating profile or bio data, but like actually he's way more. So it's like a lie, but in the different direction. Like he's way more successful.
I thought that was a great thing to do with him though, because again, it's when they first meet, you know, she is judging him hard because he, you know, isn't working a traditional, she still doesn't know what he does, but as far as she knows, he's unemployed or, you know, working in some crappy job or whatever. And it's like, no, he's like, I'm doing what I love. You just can't. It's just it's that breaking that I'm blanking on the word here, but that judgment. Someone who doesn't have the traditional college degree and 9-to-5 job, well, they must not be very successful. It's like, no, dude's doing fine. He's fine.
Yeah, dude has a lot of money. He's just not bragging about it, which is that's the best. People who have the money but don't brag about it, that's the best way. And is using that money to help other people. Like, because
the to-go orders.
Yeah, he does all the to-go orders for his family to keep the restaurant without letting his parents know. He also donates to her thing that is funding like entrepreneurship for women in third world countries. So like he's actually like helping the world with his money, which is what we all hope of people who have money to do.
Just throwing that out there. It's just it's a great thing to see a lot of preconceptions being busted on all sides here for multiple generations. And also just her sister is just such a wreck. Have you been drinking? No. Yes. Get her some coffee. I can smell the Pinot on your breath. And just her, she's like, I just want my normal, boring white boyfriend back. And it's like, you're gonna.
I love when she's like, he's more Indian than we are.
You know, he reminded me of is, I don't know if you've watched The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime.
I have not.
But her family is super Jewish, just as Jewish as you can possibly be. And her brother is married to a woman that converted. So she tries to be extra super Jewish. So when they're doing the fasting and the penance thing at temple, everyone else is just kind of like, yeah, just do it. There's that, and she's in there just wailing on it, and she like is memorizing and it reminded me so much of that, because yeah, when you have that one person in the family who's kind of that like obvious outsider,
Mhm.
sometimes they'll try, if the family's very traditional, they will try a little too hard. And is it annoying? Yeah, but it's also like
It's
what
sweet. It was
it's
really
it's
sweet.
very sweet, and it's also a great like, just I'm just gonna eat popcorn and watch this
You
fool.
definitely in the South that he would have gotten a bless his heart.
Oh, I was saying it out loud at my laptop, just like, bless his heart, God. And he's he's trying. Oh, A for
Which
effort, kid.
remember when we taught Bogz what that meant?
When we taught Boggs what bless your heart meant, he was just like, what the hell is wrong with you? It's like, that's why would you
America.
say, I know. Why would you say something so nice but mean it so shady like? It's like, it's how we roll, man. It's how we roll. Yeah, so this is I'm not gonna lie, when he told me to go watch this, I didn't want to watch it. I typically don't like rom-coms, and I usually have kind of the same reaction. It was just like, yeah, I know what's gonna happen beat for beat, but like the actors were like, they're very charming. It's a very charming cast. It's paint by numbers, but it's paint by numbers done well. Like, this is what
Yeah,
happens when you follow a formula to the point that it works. You
yeah,
know, it was just different enough to keep me interested. And again, I think a lot of that has to do with like having just watched Ms. Marvel, and and kind of having that like, I'm kind of into this sort of thing now, and I'm loving learning about this, because there's a lot of things that definitely carried over from that. Um
yeah,
and so it was, yeah, it was a good watch. It was a fun watch, and if you're looking for something to, just have on a weekend or something, it's an hour and a half. It's what do you
yeah,
have to lose?
100%. And with these like rom-coms, I like watching when it's like rom-coms, but with like people of color, which is like you had the new Father of the Bride, which that's a Cuban family. So like you're gonna get those intricacies of like these Cuban things where like I was even when I was like, no, VIX is definitely a thing where Mike
Yeah,
didn't know that, but
not a clue. I love.
as
I thought Vix just wrote a big ass sponsorship check.
no, that's the thing. And then you but so there was these intricacies too in this movie where 100% it's like something that like I might miss or some, but if someone who is Indian American or Pakistani American, they'll probably watch this too. And like even the fact of like one of the weddings that they go to, because it's wedding season, they're each other's dates throughout the whole movie. One of them was a Hindu and Muslim getting married and the parents not approving of it and not being there.
Yeah.
So like you even have like those things which my friends who are Hindu and who are Muslim who are like that's a very big thing,
Mhm.
especially over there, which the people over here are trying to change that in the West.
It was because we also had the one that was, they were Hindu and Jewish, I think, was the other one, that one of the other
Yeah,
ones.
there was one where I was Hindu and Jewish.
Which you talk about two groups of people that are all about, tradition and stuff like that.
And I love too, like she's in the full
Yeah.
garb, like Indian garb,
Mhm.
and then they're doing the chairlift,
Doing the
which was
chair,
so Jewish. Because I have Jewish family members and been to Jewish weddings, and
uh,
I was and then like the stepping on the cup and the
yeah.
raising of the chair, and I'm like, this is so Jewish. But you look at it and they're all in Indian garb.
It was terrific. It was yeah, and yeah, that one about with the parents that didn't approve, and I love the conversation they had where they were like, you know, family over, like, how I can't imagine making that choice. And he's like, look, it's family versus happiness. You can
Mhm.
either do what your family wants, or you can be happy. And I think that was that was a great kind of stood for what kind of the overall theme kind of the movie was like, do what you want to do, just be happy. you know
Yeah,
and that story with her mother about that first love that never came to be, but how she married her father, and she's like, and yeah, I grew to love him. She's like, now I can't imagine my life. Yeah, I love your father. And but she's like, I always promised I wouldn't do the same thing to my daughters. And it was
mhm.
nice little buttons on nice little
Yeah.
bows on these different things.
And too, when you have the mom like oh, I know everything that you guys did. You
Yeah.
thought you were being sneaky. She's just like, well, why didn't you say anything about it? Because I wanted you to tell me.
Mhm.
I didn't want to. So that was kind of sweet too, where you were like, oh, the mom is not as strict or
Yeah.
not as uptight as you would think.
Which again is something we also saw in Ms. Marvel, where at first the mom is very like, you know, just kind of helicopter momming it, and then by the end it's like, no, she was a rebel, and she'll have some growth too, and yeah, the dad's just kind of there to keep the peace.
In the second episode, when the mom going to Miss Marvel, when the mom let her go to the party, I was like, the mom's not strict. All these
No.
people saying that the mom is strict, she's not strict.
Also, just to say something about this movie too, I don't know what part of Jersey they're in that literally every place has the spiral straws. Every time someone had a drink, it was these weird like barbershop spiraled design straws, and I'm like, is that a Jersey thing? Somebody from Jersey, let us know. Like, y'all got spiral straws, or were they just like, did someone from the Spiral Straw Company write a check? I'm obsessed with companies writing checks for these movies because this movie had to get funded somehow. Just
Maybe we can fund Mike to go to New Jersey and find out.
yeah, let's have a spirally straw company give me money, and I'll drink out of only spirally straws to get me to Jersey. I don't know. I just want money. I just want someone to just give me money, I think is what I'm getting at here. But no, yeah. So Wedding Season on Netflix. If you got an hour and a half, give it a shot. You might find yourself just smiling and having a good time and enjoying yourself.
100%.
So let us know what you guys think. If you've seen this movie, or did we convince you? I kind of hope so. If you weren't on board already, look, I watched it and enjoyed it, and I'm a curmudgeon, so who knows. But yeah, let us know what you think down in the comments or on Twitter. All our Twitter stuff is in the description. You can like this video and subscribe. Check out everything else we have. It's a lot, so go watch it, please. Go watch everything. Our Prey review is up now. I did that with Amaru Moses and our buddy Tushka. You can also check out our Harley Quinn watch alongs, my Stranger Things watch alongs, everything else, and we will see you guys again back here next time on Off the Wall. Bye.